welcome everyone to call. Pretty excited to be speaking with you guys. And I think it's important for you to understand that, getting people to our primary business, we want to kind of take a bit of a shotgun approach. There's never a wrong way to do it. It's more important to present the business and do it wrong than not to present it and be right. Okay? Because again, with marketing and advertising, the more you do, the more success you're going to have. Even if you have a crappy presentation, even if you have a crappy website, even if you have a kind of a makeshift operation, you're always going to have more success, even with that, if you launch it now and then clean it up and fix it as we go. So, understanding that, and I'm not to say that our websites that we're using are that. I'm not to say that the presentations that we have are that. All I'm trying to say is that don't let perfection hold you back. And that's something that I'm going to really harp on tonight, and we're going to talk on a little bit, because I was kind of that perfectionist way back when, probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I always thought everything had to be perfect before we launched it. I always thought, all the T's had to be crossed and all the I's dotted for us to be able to generate sales and make money in this industry. And boy, was I surprised. Boy, was I taken aback when, I was working with a couple of different people at the time, and the sales process was anything but clean. I remember I had a buddy that used to do sales, and he used to actually, believe it or not, just kind of make things up as he went. And it just blew me away. I couldn't believe it. And it worked. And the reason why it worked was because simply we were putting the message out there. We were putting the sales message out there. And because we were doing that, we were getting nibbles and we were getting bites and we were getting sales. The other option would be to maybe hold off for 2 weeks or 5 weeks or 7 weeks or 3 months or 6 months or 9 months to have everything perfect. But if you spend that much time perfecting everything, what if the sales message doesn't work very well? So you got a perfect, pretty website, but the sales message doesn't work. I mean, do we really want to be in that situation where we spend 9 months, 12 months building the perfect everything, and then having it not come through? Okay? I mean, we've definitely got that kind of in the back of our minds all the time as we build a business. So I want you to be really clear that even if you don't know everything, that's okay. Okay, you don't need to do all kinds of research. Now, we're going to start giving you more information. We're going to start giving you things to do, starting to bring people to specific presentations with the real-time leads that you're going to be getting starting today, tomorrow, and the next day. So we're going to start doing that, and understand that you don't have to be perfect. It's more important that you just call the leads. It's more important that you just invite them how you were taught. And if you screw it up, great. Okay? That's actually what I'm going for. I actually want you to screw up the first week worth of leads. Okay? Or maybe even the first 2 weeks worth of leads. Okay? Now, not to say I don't want you to have success. Don't take this the wrong way. What I am saying, though, is it's better for you to screw them all up and learn something than it is for you to just sit there and practice without ever talking to a real live person and not call any of the leads at all. Okay, so understand that these are, especially off the start, use them as practice. Use them as your training ground. I've never seen anybody become a lawyer without training first, without, an apprenticeship. I've never seen any become a doctor without an internship. I've never seen anybody become a fireman without going through training first. So, in network marketing, you need to understand that we need training, and it's better to do our training in a live environment than in kind of a secure, safe place behind your computer. Okay, you need to be talking to live prospects. If you talk to any police officer, they shot live rounds out of a gun before they went and graduated their police school. They use live ammunition for that. I was in the military, same thing. We use live ammunition in our training. And the reason why is because you need to get that feel of how it feels live to really get the true experience of the training, to really benefit fully from it. You can only fake and kind of say bang, bang so much. And that really is what a lot of network marketers do, is they kind of fake and they practice behind the scenes just with their, in the mirror and, just to themselves, and they read over their scripts and they read over their scripts and they read over their scripts. And that's okay to do, okay? But it comes a point where you need to kind of get out there and just do it. Not only are you going to get better faster by, being in a live environment, because you got to be on your toes a little bit. You got to be thinking, and your brain is going to be working a lot more. But also, on top of that, you're also going to be, potentially getting results. And that's really exciting. Think about, if you can get results while you're training, while you're still in this mentorship program, if you can start enrolling people, isn't that pretty cool? Okay, isn't that going to get you pretty excited that, you're not even really a trained network marketer, a trained internet marketer, and you're able to start generating results? And think about that for your people too, same thing. Encourage anybody that you're working with, all your business partners, okay, and I look at you guys all as my business partners. I don't look at you as a downline or an upline or a cross line or anything like that. I look at you guys as my business equals. I want you to win as much as everybody else. And that's the reason why, obviously, we provide this training on a daily basis for you, or just as close as I can get to a daily basis, to be able to walk you through everything that you need to be able to do. And I spend this time with you, speaking to you, and I'm trying to hopefully get through to everyone to understand that any action is more important than just education alone. You can study all this stuff all you want, but without action, you're going to lose every single time. I've talked to so many people over the years that, these things don't work for me, and I just can't figure out network marketing. The problem, normally when I can spend 5-10 minutes with almost every single person that has that same story, and I can guarantee you it's just simply one thing. And hopefully you know what that one thing is, or hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. It's just that they didn't show their business enough. That's always the only problem in my eyes. That's always the only problem why people fail in network marketing, or why they say they fail, or should I say why they quit. Okay? And again, for those of you guys that have heard me speak before, I don't believe that people can fail in network marketing. I really don't believe in that. They say there's a 95 to 97% failure rate in network marketing. I disagree. I think there's a 95% quitting rate, if anything. Okay, I think people just quit. I think people just quit on themselves. They quit on the company. They quit on the products. They're constantly quitting everything. It's not that they can't do it. It's not that they can't improve and get better, because these are smart people. I mean, I've talked to lawyers that have quit. I've talked to doctors that have quit. I've talked to highly educated PhD people that have quit. I've talked to truck drivers that have quit. I talked to stay-at-home moms that have quit. They've all quit, at network marketing. And there's one thing in common, and that's simply that they just didn't stick with it. They just didn't show their business enough to actually gain any kind of results. So, if you want to have success, here's a simple plan. Take action and don't quit. And then take some more action and then don't quit. The biggest thing out of everything, 95% quitting rate. Do you want to be, part of the 5% success, or do you want to be, part of the 95% quitters? And I guarantee you already, out of the 200 members, I bet we got a few quitters. Okay, I hope you're not, deciding if you're going to be one of those. I hope you've made that commitment to at least the 5 weeks to, maybe change your mindset a little bit, maybe educate yourself, take some action, learn how to do internet marketing properly, and how to get results. Hopefully you've committed yourself to that. If not, you can just be a statistic. And I know there's going to be statistics happening in our business. I see it all the time. And, one of the things that I teach is simply that it talks about the fact that, there's going to be people that, come into this industry brand new. There's going to be people moving around in the industry, and there's going to be a bunch of quitters. Okay? We don't care about the quitters. Unfortunately, people quit all the time, and they email me and they say, Joel, I want to cancel. I want to quit. What do you think of that? And it's like, well, I guess you're just a statistic. All right? Sorry, John or Jim or Bob or Mary or whoever you are, right? If you just want to be that percentage that quits, that's fine, But, I've listened to enough books on tape. I've listened to enough audios. I've listened to enough seminars. I've gone to enough conferences and conventions in this industry for me to realize that, you know what? I can be the guy on stage very easily. I can be the top producers in any company very easily. Now, what's the difference between me and you today? What's the difference between me and you today? If you're sitting there saying, well, I can't be the top producer like you, Joel. You're Joel Broughton. What the heck is the difference, though? Really, the only difference is time, education, and action. That's it. So given the time, say the next 2 to 5 years, given the education, what I'm going to teach you with our marketing, and everything that we're going to provide, all the leaders that you have to be able to learn from, to be able to, gain this experience from, you've got it at your feet. So we've got time on our side. We've got leaders to learn from. We've got, our systems to be able to help you and to be able to educate you. Now, the only other missing ingredient is action. Daily action to be able to build a successful business. Whoever became a professional in any industry by not studying, by not educating themselves? Whoever became a professional in any industry without taking action to learn and to practice and to get better? Okay? Who became the elite? Right? And that's really the theme of the system and the theme of really what I'm training you guys to be. I'm training you to be elite network marketers. So if you take all the pieces together, you provide the time, okay, you set aside the time and you dedicate the next 2 years to 5 years, 2 to 5 years, to be able to fulfill all your dreams, not just to make $1,000 or a couple $1,000s or $2,000 to $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 a month over the next 5 weeks. I'm talking big money. I'm talking top of the industry. Do you want it? I think you can be it. But you need to commit. You need to basically commit to learning and to starting to evolve. Can you do it part-time? Absolutely, I did. Okay, I started part-time. Back in 1999, I was still in university. I was still a university student at the time where I started, listening to some audios and listening to some tapes, started going to some seminars, and I started, just assimilating the information and started to believe in it. I started to, kind of just jam it in my brain and say, you know what? I've got an opportunity to either learn from people making $100,000 a month, or I can learn from the professor at school making $100,000 a year. Now, I'm going to learn from both because we can get good experiences from both. I can learn different ideas. I can learn how to go get a job from the professor at school. I can learn how to make $1 million from the guy on the audio tape that's doing it. Okay, and I, my brain at the time was just getting mixed messages in a way, but I was sorting through that, and I was saying, you know what, for the time being, I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to go work for a living so that I can buy more of this stuff, so that I can invest more in myself and my business and my business education. I'm going to work my butt off to be able to do that. And you know what? I think it's going to be worth it. And at the time, I didn't know I was going to be sitting here, in my beautiful home. Everything that we've been blessed with. I didn't know that I would have all this, but I wanted it, and I visualized it, and I pictured it, and I always told myself I was going to buy, that sports car. I was going to buy a sports car convertible, and I got one now. Got a BMW, okay, little hardtop convertible. Cool car, okay. But when I was back in 1999, I didn't, I wanted it, and I knew what it was going to take, and I kind of thought in my brain, how is this going to happen? And I realized that it wasn't going to happen overnight because I was in university, and I had joined a network marketing company back then, and I tried showing it to a few people, and I kind of got shot down, and I said, wow, this is actually going to take a little bit more work than I thought. If I had the systems that you guys have now online back then, boy, the process probably would have been a lot shorter. But I worked, and I learned, and I worked, and I learned, okay? And it's going to be different for everybody. some of you maybe are just learning the internet. Some of you are maybe just, figuring out your email and figuring out what a blog is and figuring out what social networks are. But that's okay. That's the same as where I was back, 7, 8, 9 years ago when I first started. And it took me a number of years. It took me 5, 6, 7 years of working at it, practicing, meeting different people. It was meant to do a couple different things. One, start developing your communication skills. Two, start developing some friends in the industry. There's nothing wrong with, meeting and working with other people. I know some of the people are ignorant. Okay, I absolutely know that. Network marketers, in general, tend to be very ignorant to each other. And I can't figure out really why that is. I'd rather just us all get together and help each other. Doesn't that make more sense? That we share ideas and we share marketing tips. That, there's more business to go around, especially for the elite marketers like you and I. There's more business to go around for all of us. We don't need to be fighting over prospects or ideas or, ways to market. We need to share the information with each other. See, this world is full of abundance. Network marketing has more abundance than anything out there that I've seen so far. So there's, because it spans the globe, really. Okay, at least throughout North America or throughout the U.S. for some companies, but throughout the globe. All right, we're able to, market our business. We're able to find prospects all over the place. So there's no shortage. There's no shortage of prospects. There's no shortage of people to talk to. And yet some network marketers are ignorant and they think, well, if you're not going to join my business, I'm not even going to talk to you. I can't waste my time. Right? We need to get out of that mindset. We need to understand that there's something to learn from everybody, and there's even something to learn from an experience like that. Well, you probably learned a couple things. One, try not to be like that with other networkers. Try not to be that way. The other thing is probably don't be that person's friend, okay? Because they're ignorant, right? They don't understand that we're trying to work, and develop relationships and build friendships in this industry and build partnerships. Some of my, really close friends are in different companies than I am. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, all being in different companies and sharing ideas and sharing opportunities and sharing tools and sharing resources. Okay, because in the end, the industry is still the same. No matter what company or what product we tend to pick or we tend to build with or we tend to generate our income with, the industry is still the same. The opportunities are still the same. Okay, the compensation plans might be different, the products might be different, the shipping location might be different, the pitch might be different, but when it comes down to it, okay, there's a lot of similarities in what we're doing. So there's nothing wrong with developing relationships with other people. A couple of people ask me, well, what am I supposed to do with these people that I offered to generate some traffic for them? Generate some traffic for them. All right, get their link out there, okay, and then just advertise their link a little bit for them. Now, I'm not saying go out and generate 10, 20, 30, 50 members. Just generate a couple, all right? Just put a couple in there for them to be able to talk to. Have people go to their site, right? Advertise their site. And if you can't do that or if you're not successful in doing that, share a few of your free leads with them. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Because, again, potentially, now, if they're kind of a, one of those people that's very negative and they're like, what are you trying to get me and all this kind of stuff, that's probably not a person you want to give leads to. That's probably not a person that you really even want to work with. But if they're very open and receptive and they like you and they're excited about the opportunity to be able to work with you and share ideas, there's nothing wrong with shooting them a couple leads, okay? Or maybe call the leads first yourself. And if they, if those leads don't work out, maybe share them with them. Say, hey, here's a couple people that weren't interested in my business. You want to call them? Okay, because their pitch is different, their business is different. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And now maybe they'll do the same to you. Maybe they'll reciprocate. Maybe they'll send you over some of their leads that they have, right? And you can call them. See, the biggest thing that I found in this industry, again, is that, if we're going to spend money on advertising and marketing and business and leads and tools and all this stuff to be able to build our business, I mean, it's much smarter for us to do it in partnerships and in small groups and mastermind groups, right? Because we can accomplish so much more as a team than we ever can individually. And that's part of the reason why we bring you guys all together. A group of 200 people can accomplish way more together sharing ideas and sharing, advertising resources, and even, just the fact that we all go into one place to advertise all at once, right? And then our ads start being shown. So there's more repetition of our advertising. Some of us are going to generate a lot more traffic off of that, right? Because of that repetition. As we build our business, let's keep in mind a few things, okay? First off, if you think of quitting, if you even consider that if this doesn't work out in 10 days, I'm quitting, you may as well quit now, okay? You're not going to get anywhere. Your mindset needs to be, I'm going to succeed no matter what in network marketing. I'm going to succeed no matter what as an internet marketer. Okay, I'm going to succeed no matter what as a network marketer using the internet to be able to help build my business. Okay, those are the kinds of thoughts that have to go through your mind. And we need to train our minds if we're not already trained to be able to think that way. A lot of people come into this industry and they jump around and they give it 5 days, 10 days, 2 months, 3 months. That's the wrong mindset. We need to give it as long as it takes to be able to be successful. Now, I'm not saying bang your head against the wall until you knock yourself out. If it hurts, stop doing it, right? But don't just completely quit altogether. Just maybe find a better way to build your business. Just maybe find a better way to find success. But the key really comes down to is that you have the right mindset going in. If you have the wrong mindset going in and you think that you're only going to give it a certain amount of time and then you're going to quit if it doesn't work, you're done already. You're not going to make it. Okay? You need to understand that, as a 7-figure earner in this industry, when I first started, I made zero too. I didn't make any money when I first started. My first check was $6. Okay, when I very, very first started, because I didn't know anything. My value to the industry and my value to my customers was $6. As your value increases as a network marketer, as your knowledge increases, and as the action that you're taking increases, your value to the industry and to your customers will increase as well. And when that happens, naturally, you're actually going to get paid more. Naturally, your paychecks will go up in this industry because people will start to follow you. And you'll start to do training probably, and you'll start to show them what you're doing, and you're going to be enrolling more people, and you're going to be attracting more people, and everything is going to be going right for you. But it all starts with your mindset at the beginning. If you think you're worth $10,000 a month in this industry today, prove it. Okay? If you think you're educated enough to be able to earn $10,000 a month in this industry today, prove it. Prove it by taking the actions that you know need to be taken. I know a lot of people that, tell me, and this is the best one, I love this one. Joel, I've been around this industry for years. Or I've been in network marketing for 20 years. I know it all. So what are we doing? What's the deal? What's the product? What's the comp plan? Let me investigate it all. And unfortunately, a lot of those people aren't proving their knowledge. They know a lot. Great. You know a ton. Well, why don't you just take action so you can get paid on what you know? Why don't you just start implementing what you know instead of just telling me how great you are? Okay? I prove every single day that I'm in this industry that I'm worth what I'm getting paid. I prove it to myself, and I think I prove it to others by consistently enrolling new members, sponsoring new people, training, leading an organization, providing new tools, providing education, encouraging action in business. So if you think that you're worth $10,000 a month, or $20,000 a month, or even $5,000 a month, or $50,000 a month, why don't you go out today and prove that you're worth it? Okay, you've got the knowledge, you've got the education, you know what it takes. You've been following myself, or you've been following other people in this industry. You've watched what we've been doing. There's nothing different. There's nothing holding you back other than just your own mind, other than just your own brain saying, you know, I don't think you're worth it. I don't think you're quite ready yet. Your brain is actually doing that to you. You're sabotaging yourself. If you think that you know enough to make $10,000 in this industry, what's holding you back? Why don't you go for it? Step out of your comfort zone a little bit. It's okay. Okay? If you get hurt, I'll pick you up. Okay? You don't have to fail. In fact, it's better if you come into some obstacles, right? It's better if you have some roadblocks, because then we can get through them. But if you don't move, if you never start your car, you're never going to hit any roadblocks, because you're going to sit in the parking lot. You're going to sit in your garage, nice, cozy, comfy garage forever. Right? I know so many people that just go sit in their car, in their MLM car. They never turn it on. But they always come to the training calls, and they always study the books, and they always listen to the audios, and they always buy the new system or the new deal. But they never take action. They never follow through. Hopefully you're not one of those people, and if you are, hopefully you're going to change today. Hopefully you're going to be able to pull yourself out of that kind of, slump, if you will, MLM slump. All it is simply this. Train your brain to take action every day, which is going to produce you income. Train your brain to take action every day instead of just listening and learning and watching from the sidelines. Who wants to be on the sidelines? You want to get in the game. You want to get active. You want to start advertising and start promoting and start marketing. Okay? The best thing to do right now is to market your website. That'll generate awesome prospects, people coming through that are interested in learning, interested in developing a better business for themselves. Some of them are going to join your business, some of them won't. And that's okay. Okay, that's okay. We're going to help them. We're going to work with them. We're going to be their friend and their mentors and their business partners. Invite people to the presentations that are available to you. Okay, and if you don't know where those are, talk to myself, send us an email, ask where do I find the presentations. We'll show you. All right, we know where they are. Most people in this business know where they are. If you don't know where they are, you better get on the phone or you better get on the email and ask so that you can start sending people there too with the leads that we're going to provide and the leads that we're already providing. Make sure that your website is activated. You probably won't even get this audio if it's not. Okay, so hopefully everyone's is activated. Make sure talk to your people in your business. Right? We need to get active here, folks. We need to build a business. Right? That's what it's all about. If you haven't been doing your assignments, get on it. There's nothing holding you back. There really shouldn't be, other than just your own brain saying, maybe another day, maybe tomorrow, let me just put it off. Let me see what's next and see if I like that. No, you got to do them all. You got to do all the assignments, no matter how uncomfortable they are. I've talked to a few people so far that have said, well, I didn't like what you said on that one email. I had one lady that said, so I just changed it. Excellent. That's what we're supposed to do. If you don't like it, don't let it stall you. Just change it to your own style. That's not the gospel according to Joel. That's not the Bible. That's not written in stone. Those are just ideas. Those are just marketing ideas to get you in action. Think about that. I wrote those based on my experience, so, they probably could generate some results, but there's nothing to say that what you write can't generate the same kind of results or maybe even better. The worst part, though, is if you don't even try. If you don't take any action, then you're screwed. Because then you don't have any prospects. Then you're not showing your business at all. You're not doing any activities that can produce you income. You're just sitting there studying and watching from the sidelines. Who wants to be the water boy when you can be the quarterback? right? Who wants to be in the stands watching when you can be the driver, right? Going around the course, being in the game, or the basketball star, or the MLM star. Who wants to be in the audience at the back row of the convention center when you can be the person, the top person, or maybe the second person right behind me? Because I want to be the top person too. You could be the top person on stage. You could beat me. I'm not that special, right? If you just work harder than I do, you're going to beat me. If you show the business more than I do, you can beat me. And if you show it as much as I do, you can be on stage with me. At all the conventions, at all the events, you can be a top person too. You can be a top earner. You can be the one that they all say, look at him or look at her. I want to be like her. Look at, she's so successful. Can you imagine yourself yet? Can you put yourself in those shoes? Don't be the people in the audience, folks. Oh my God, don't be that person in the audience. You don't want to be that person in the audience wishing you were on stage. When you've got the opportunity, the same opportunity as I do, to be the person on stage, you've actually got probably a better opportunity than I do, because I've had to figure this all out, and I got to deal with all the system problems, and I got, all kinds of people to train. All you got to do is just start working, start showing your business, and you can be right up here, right by my side. I did it in 5 days. Top of the company in 5 days. Guys, 5 days. Did I do it by myself? No, I had help. I had help from lots of people, right? You don't have to do it yourself. You're going to get lots of help from your upline and your downline and your new members and your business partners and everybody, right? But I want you by my side. I don't want you out there in the audience. I don't want you wishing it could be you. Quit wishing it could be you. Take action today and make it you. Make it you on the stage, receiving the big check, getting the applause, being the adoration of all the people in the audience. Have them all wishing they could be you, wishing they could be like you, wishing they knew what you knew. It doesn't take a lot, guys. 5 days it took me. If it takes you 2 years, if it takes you a year, if it takes you 6 months, if it takes you 3 months, if it takes you a month, is it worth it? How long is it going to take you to get to the top of the company? It's only just based on action and based on showing the business to lots of people. I showed the business to more people, in that 5 days. I barely slept. We talked to tons of people. I got some of my buddies to help because I couldn't talk to that many people in 5 days. Right? Are you going to be by my side? Or are you just going to keep watching from the audience? It's just based on the amount of action you do starting today. You got to make that choice. I hope you make the right one. Bye for now.